Hey, good people, welcome to the channel. I'm Musically Malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. I'm very excited for this one. We are back into Pearl Jam. This is Vitalogy from 1994. Now, we have done 10 and verses, so you can find those reactions on the channel. It's no mystery that Pearl Jam has become truly one of my favorite bands, favorite artists since starting this channel. So really excited to see what they do here. I know even Vitalogy, many people said they enjoy the most out of these three opening albums. So we'll see what they've got going on here. As always, I'm going to listen to each song, make a few comments along the way, but I'll be keeping some notes on my handy dandy notebook here so that after each track, we can kind of talk about the things that stand out, see what we can find out, any interview questions, industry insiders, things like that. It'll be a good time. If you want the timestamps for specific songs, those are in the description. So feel free to find those or just press play and hang out with us. And lastly, before we start, Patreon is the best way to support this channel. I have a lot of Pearl Jam stuff on Patreon. I've got their MTV Unplugged. I've got Pink Pop Festival, other live shows, things like that. So feel free to check that out for hundreds of hours of additional content from dozens of artists. But let's go ahead and get started. This is track 1, titled Last Exit. It's like a warm-up. I always have such interesting melodies. That distortion. It's like coming home. They're so good with album openers, man. I was really curious if they were going to take this one a little slower compared to how Verses opened, and 10 for that matter. But Verses, dude, one of the greatest, just, I don't even know what you'd call it. It's not necessarily a riff, but just the opening beat and drive and verses is so much fun. And then this one is just this really eclectic kind of mashup going on. Obviously, even the beginning kind of sounds like a sound check. And I love Pearl Jam. Coming back to Eddie Vedder's voice and intensity is so fun. And like I was saying with the melody, it was almost like this run-on sentence. Da, na, 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 na. And then I love when he does these with his breath. I think his singing when he pushes that upper octave. Let me see. I think it's on I Swear by Sin when he does it. Yeah. Da-da-na-na. It's such like a Eddie Vedder Pearl Jam thing. Okay, cool. Well, let's go see what we can find out lyrically. All right. I'm curious too if they did any music videos for this album, because I know they specifically didn't for Verses. Like that was a conscious decision for them, because he said that he really wanted people to be able to put their own visuals into what was being said. And obviously, you know, they kind of have that rebellious spirit anyways, kind of pushing back against the industry. So let's see. Opening track, okay. Is it about suicide of someone Eddie knew? Yes, it is. Some say it's about Kurt Cobain. Last exit means death. Whoa, look at Eddie with this like kind of afro going on. Because I did see something that was talking about this following Kurt Cobain's death, and maybe there were a few songs on here that could be connected to him, which, shout out, it'll be my first time listening to Nirvana as of filming this coming Wednesday. It was a Patreon pick, so we'll be doing Nirvana's Nevermind. Really interested to see that. Somebody says, I think this song is about escaping your stressful and fast-paced environment of life, seemingly by taking a vacation of sorts, which can be inferred from references to the purifying nature of the sun and sea. Interesting. Interesting thought. Lives opened and trashed. Look, Ma, watch me crash. So yeah, I mean, and that's interesting too, right? Your mother opens your life, but it's almost like a life begins and then gets trashed. And then you're saying, look, Ma, watch me crash. No time to question why'd nothing last. Grasp and hold on, we're dying fast. So this kind of seems to speak of like maybe just life in general, facing difficulties. Soon be all over and I will relent. Let's clarify ourselves on relent. Because sometimes I get relent and repent. I know what repent is. But relent is to abandon or mitigate a harsh intention or cruel treatment. Become less severe or intense. So in this, soon be all over and I will relent. I wonder if it's that life will soon be all over and I will abandon or mitigate a harsh intention or cruel treatment. And like I'll be sorry maybe for a decision I made. Let's do it this way. I'm sorry. You guys might think I'm stupid right now, but I'm having a hard time kind of putting that in its context. What would relent mean in this line? Yeah, I'll bring you guys in. Soften, give in, ease up, stop resisting. The speaker is likely saying that once the situation is finished, they'll finally let go, surrender emotionally, stop fighting, or ease their resistance, which could be the idea of suicide. Don't let that be an encouragement, okay? Because, I mean, listen, the reality is, yes, whatever pain... Oh my gosh, dude, sorry. It makes me cry just thinking about people being in that situation. So, just the feeling of somebody being in a place where they think the only way forward is out. So yes, of course, it brings an end to whatever it is you're going through, but it's not the way out. Life is beautiful, so hard at times, so painful at times, unbearable at times, but that's not the way out. The way out is through. And I love people who share as either being survivors or decided not to make that decision in their lowest moment, getting to see how spring does come. The night ends, the sun rises, the winter ends, spring comes, and don't rob yourself of the spring. And listen, if you're watching this and you're in the comments and you've thought of taking it away, this is what Eddie does to us, right? Takes us here so early. If you're in the comments and you have a story that can help others, would you please leave that in the comments? That maybe somebody can read your story and they can push through. Okay. Let the ocean swell dissolve away my past 3 days and maybe longer. Won't even know I've left. Under your tongue, I'm like a tab. I will give you what you're not supposed to have. Obviously, this is like ecstasy, or this line talks about taking LSD, gaining immense spiritual insight and knowledge. Yeah, but it's saying like, I'm like a tab. Under my breath, I swear by sin, for better or for worse, at best we begin. Let the sun climb, or burn away my mask 3 days, and maybe longer shed my skin at last. Let my spirit pass. This is my last exit. Wow. Intense song to open to. Okay. Let's go to track 2. Collect myself. This is Spin the Black Circle. Eddie is intense on this. Little voice cracking. It's amazing his voice has held up so well over these years, man. He pushes it. Just manic energy, man. I mean, it sounds like heroin use, but I don't understand. I don't know what a black circle is. Just absolute chaos, dude. I bet the live shows for this are crazy. Maybe Black Circle could be like getting high, and there's this, I don't know. Let's go see if we can find something out. Okay. Everything. Oh man. I mean, listen, before we look at this, it totally paints a different picture now, but does it not sound like drug use? And maybe it's meant to kind of be the two. And I mean, it makes total sense now, but it definitely sounded like this idea of like the limp arm and a needle. But okay, look at this. This song is Eddie confessing his love for vinyl records. That's all it is. They had to add that in there for me. The Black Circle being a record. This song is using images of both heroin use and playing a record to convey the message of the joy of music being like a drug. Let's freaking go. I had no idea he was saying words in the bridge. I hear, yo, sawa, ultra melada, and you. So yeah, see this needle, see my hand, dropping it down oh so gently. Well, here it comes. I touch the plane, turn me up, won't turn you away. Pull it out, a paper sleeve. See, I was thinking this had to do with like a needle. But obviously the paper sleeve that vinyls are held in, which the only vinyl I have is tin. I need to get the others. I mean, you're so warm, oh, the ritual when I lay down your crooked arm. That's so funny, dude. I'm definitely not the only one that thought that. But again, it does sound like he's using the heroin imagery, which is really cool. And then the people that are shooting heroin and playing vinyls are like, hey, best of both worlds. Please don't do heroin. Okay. Track 3, this is titled Not For You. So, it's not for you. It's for me, not for you. Longer track here. Like do unto others as they do unto you? Or it's just not being a hypocrite? Sounds like a bit of a criticism on just the popularity, people coming around that aren't genuine. Love that riff. That song's great. Oh, I love this. Long instrumental. A lot of great dynamics in that song, because we kind of had like this interesting, I don't know, not necessarily a bridge. They're pretty early on in the song. I guess, is it considered, let's see. Yeah, okay, I guess it was the bridge. Not for you is Eddie Vedder complaining about how youth is being sold and exploited by the music industry. Oh, okay, like it's not for them, or I guess posers, maybe a good way to say it. Like what they're doing is special and belongs to the people that resonate with it. Along with blatant commercialization, Pearl Jam was unnerved to learn how ticket vendor Ticketmaster was basically price gouging customers, leading to widely publicized boycott of the company. We looked into that a little bit in one of our live streams on Patreon. These attitudes out there, and it's crazy because this is still going on, right? I've looked at several concerts because I've never really been to concerts. And after starting this channel and finding people I was interested in, I was like, oh, I really want to start going to see some people live. And there's just so many concerts that I'm like, unless I want to just go by myself, you know, the idea of taking my wife or like one of my kids or something like that, it just becomes so expensive. These attitudes out there that it's the industry's music, and it's not. It's mine and it's yours. Whoever's listening to it, it's mine and it's yours. And everybody in between, they're the distributors. I think that something like a music channel can be very powerful. Sometimes they think they're the ones who decide what's heard. I think that's a dangerous situation. And I think what's more dangerous is that they think it belongs to them. That's probably what Not For You is about. Whose quote is this? Mike McCready used the song to showcase his new 12-string guitar given him by Tom Petty. But who said this? Okay, so it's a pretty long interview. It looks like it was a quote from Eddie. That's interesting. Singapore, before I get old. So like all the others, we'll get live versions and things like that up on Patreon. Somebody who did like half the annotations on this song must have deleted their account because there are a lot of blank annotations. What is the common rule? Well, this says common rules referring to the golden rule, which expand upon the next line, do unto others, you have them do unto you. Yeah, and I mean, it's this, if you hate something, don't you do it too. Interesting. All right. Really curious about this title. This is track number 4, titled Tremor Christ. They're always doing interesting things with the panning too. Everything's in the left ear. Now the right. So many interesting things happening musically. They're carrying his voice. It's just reverbing. Eddie's songwriting is so interesting. And I think that he does a lot of that, like, kind of stream of consciousness type writing, you know? Like, there's a feeling that he's really trying to convey. Now, he can be very clear in his messaging at times, but even in it, the lyrics are often just very cryptic, right? And there's this thing that you can feel him communicating that sometimes just is kind of like right under the surface. And then sometimes it's like you don't exactly know what he's trying to communicate. I don't have a lot of notes here for this one. And is the sailor just meant to be somebody going through life? This seems to refer to indulging while on tour. The sailor is tired of leaving organs bloodied on the shores he visits. Maybe a reference to sex or drugs, maybe both. Winded is the sailor drifting by the storm. Wounded is the organ he left all bloodied on the shore. His significant other, which trying to save him and is herself drowning in his problems, her suffering can't be avoided. Let's see what else we can find. I mean, I appreciate everybody that does annotations on Genius, but a lot of times they're just not very accurate. Let's just go looking outside of it a little bit. I always love when we can get, interviews or things like that. But that can also be kind of rare sometimes from Pearl Jam. I love Tremor Christ. Its lurching, menacing riff, hellish atmosphere and imagery, Eddie's colossal vocal. It's a perfect tune, but what is it about? I can't make sense of the imagery from a narrative standpoint. The chorus seems to hint that it's about the repercussions of our actions when we keep secrets and betray. Yeah, the little tremors, right, turn into big waves. Is it really that obvious and I'm dense? Or is it deliberately cryptic? Well, you're not dense. So this says, after one of the 2003 Sydney shows at the Old Entertainment Center, a bunch of us fans were waiting by the exit, see if we could get a glimpse. After a while, Ed ambled out and approached us, shaking hands along the fence. Everyone asked him a question. One guy asked him your question. What do the lyrics of Tremor Christ mean? He explained that it was about a friend of his whose name lent itself to the title as a play on words. Tremor. I won't post the actual name of the person because I suspect Ed wasn't anticipating it would end up on Reddit one day. He said he wrote it when his friend was going through something big, and that the lyric, the smallest oceans still get big, big waves, reflects that even a small individual's problems, which are often hidden from others, can have a big impact. Now I'm wondering if Ed had a friend called Trevor Christ. This says Trevor Christ. See, that's so wild, just the way like Eddie's brain works. Because you think in your brain, like, well, what is he saying? How's he compare Christ? Which obviously you could have Jesus, and Christ is not his last name, Jesus the Christ, the Savior. And for him, so like that idea, Tremor Christ, Tremor Savior, so whatever, Tremor Messiah, like what is going on? But to just think that it's about a friend and he wanted to kind of hide his name, and again, yeah, make the lyrics somewhat cryptic. It's just really interesting the way that he writes. So yeah, I mean, I think the big part of the song is that idea that small things can make big impact, but really interesting song. All right, moving into track 5. This is Nothingman. Gonna change of pace.
Once divided, nothing left to subtract. Some words when spoken can't be taken back. Walks on his own with thoughts he can't help thinking. Futures above, but in the past he's slow and sinking.
Wow. Like stuck in his, lost in his thoughts of the past, regret.
Curse the day he let it go. Nothing man.
This is so good.
Nothing man.
And this play here, isn't it something, nothing?
It's something. Nothing man. She once believed in every story he had to tell. One day she stiffened, took the other side, empty stomach.
I love songs like this from Pearl Jam. It's like I don't even fully know what he's saying here. The emotion of it. It's like I feel like I have an idea, but there's a few lines that have thrown me off, but there's just emotion that washes over you. Because at first it seems to be about maybe regret and kind of getting lost in the past. And then I wasn't sure where he was going with the prison cell, if that's like a, not a literal prison cell, but maybe within their relationship because of this feeling like this guy has amounted to nothing. Let's go see what we can find out. The song is somewhat of the male side of Better Man. It's a ballad about a guy who is messed up big time and lost his love. She was great. She thought he was everything. Problem is, he also thought he was awesome and could do better. The Icarus reference. Yeah, I was wondering about that with the lines about the sun. He let her go and she's not going to come back. Now that she's gone, he realizes what he had and he's ruminating. Unable to move forward, he feels he's nothing. Nothingman. The song speaks to me very deeply as I've experienced being Nothingman last year after I messed up with the girl I've lost the most. Very similar way the song describes it. Beautifully haunting song. The song has haunted me for 25 years. Yeah, I think that's what it is, what I was saying about the emotion of it, and we'll go up and look in a second at some other things, is again, if there were sections that I didn't fully understand, is just the immediate, like, feeling of somebody being kind of drowning in regret in a way, or this feeling of amounting to nothing. There's this proverb that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And so it's this hope of maybe what could have been, but that hope is deferred and it makes the heart sick. That feeling and the idea of feeling that way or other people feeling that way just like catches you. This, I'm sure, is the Icarus reference. Even though the Nothingman self-destructed and sacrificed his personal potential when he lost her, it would seem that the acts of desperation and depreciation caused her to drift away even further. To add on a secondary interpretation as someone who has been dealing with the decline of a relationship much as the one described by this song, rather than falling apart entirely as he did, the Nothingman may have had more successes had he kept his life intact, strengthened himself, refused to burn away completely. His life, maybe even their lives together, could have been something. That's that hope deferred I was talking about. Had he escaped the eventual prison along with her. That was the other line I was curious about. The Nothingman was once considered wise and an intellect, but once he threw his life away, people stopped listening to him. She once believed in every story he had to tell. One day she stiffened, took the other side. Oh, because maybe there's that idea is like, it's almost like you worship the ground somebody walks on, everything that comes out of their mouth, like you're on their side. But maybe as the relationship was deteriorating, she became stiff and instead of siding with him, took the other side, disagreeing with what he was saying or thinking. Empty stares from each corner of a shared prison cell. See, I was thinking the prison cells, maybe their relationship or a room. One just escapes. One's left inside the well. Oh, maybe she escaped and he was left in this well. After the destruction of the Nothingman's bond with his partner, it was she who was able to escape from the shared space which they created and inhabited together. The deeper part here is that even though she managed to escape, the reality is that neither of them will ever be able to completely forget the moments they had experienced with each other, especially when their bond was as strong as it appears to have been. In the end, even though one of them may try to forget the other entirely, they will always be destined to remember. This is what makes their bond particularly unique, as usually we can move on and repress memories rather effectively after a short amount of time without being plagued by our histories. Yeah, called a bolt of lightning, cursed the day, let it go. And this line's so sad, right? Isn't it something could have been something? Nothingman, man. man. Repair man. Catch that reference? Yeah, a really meaningful and quite sad song. All right. This is track 6, titled Whipping. It's so fast. I love how he's ending those lines with that, yeah. Wow. Just balls to the wall, dude. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, some of these entries keep putting me into like a different compilation album. It says this song is somewhat of the male side. That's not it. Whipping. Oh, of course, we don't get a song bio. They don't want no change we already have. Missing a don't. It should be they don't want no change we don't already have. The lyrics of this song are written in a petition demanding federal intervention after the shooting of Dr. Gunn, a pro-choice doctor, by members of anti-abortion groups. The band was also fresh out of an experience of being in a concert in Pensacola, Florida, the city where Dr. Gunn died, 1 year before the anniversary of the murder. The promoters felt that the band needed protection, in this case a real SWAT team. The band, however, felt different. No protection was needed. They have a hard head. Don't need a helmet, got a hard head. And they are indeed hard-headed. They have been staunch pro-choice supporters, spreaders of the message since the inception of the band. Yeah, I remember this from MTV Unplugged. Here's what they said after the murder. I'm usually good about my temper, but all these men trying to control women's bodies are really beginning to piss me off. They're talking from a bubble. They're not talking from the street. They're not in touch with what's real. Well, I'm mean and I'm ugly and my name is reality. And after 30 years, they haven't changed their minds. Here's them in Poland. Here's Stone Gossard and Annie DeFranco, who in 2022 collaborated on a song that supports abortion rights called Disorders. All the proceeds went to a nonprofit that works in defense of those rights. A hard head indeed. Don't need a raincoat, I'm already wet. Refers to the band's first show in Pensacola, the city where Dr. Gunn died on the anniversary of his death. Okay, so the band was welcomed by rain, which shooed away the anti-abortion activists that were standing outside. This says, chances are Pearl Jam felt anything but welcome when they arrived in Pensacola to launch their spring tour. The tension surrounding the band's opening date, a Rock for Choice benefit at the Pensacola Civic Center, one day short of the 1-year anniversary of the shooting death of Dr. David Gunn outside a local clinic, was great enough that the promoter had a SWAT team on call to protest the bans. The Lord, however, works in mysterious ways. Rain, for instance. On show day, a massive storm, complete with thunder, lightning, and tornado warnings, rolled into town. By evening, it was still coming down in torrents. The venue kept security tight, but there was a decided lack of action outside. The expected barrage of anti-abortion protesters numbering only a soggy half dozen by showtime. And we know Eddie Vedder is not afraid to perform in the rain. Don't need a bandage, there's too much. Blood, after a while, seems to roll right off. Referring to the death of Dr. Gunn, he was 47 years old when he was gunned down. Today, we think of this as the first targeted killing of an abortion doctor in America, the murder that led to passage of the FACE Act, which made it a federal crime to block access to clinics. It also established the battle lines in an ever more violent and nihilistic war against abortion providers, one that has led to the murder of nearly a dozen more people in the decades since. This is interesting because I didn't know anything about this. I know, like, for pro-life, maybe that's why they tend to set up like across the street. Other than composing his song and including his name in liner notes, Pearl Jam has also performed under the name David Gunn Band when they played this song for the first time. It says this was a secret show. There's a benefit to assist in legal support for a member of the Surfrider Foundation. Okay. Man, there's a lot going on here. Whips in the political lingo of English-speaking countries are the enforcers of each party and legislative branch. They ensure that other legislators vote in line with the party's official policy. Members who vote against party policy may lose the whip, being effectively expelled from the party. It exists not only in the Senate and Congress, but also in some states and city councils. I wonder if it's the idea of either whipping get in line, or if it's the idea of whipping to get everybody, because like a whip, kinetic energy, it's all got to travel down and crack at the end. If it's that idea of getting everybody in line so that the force of what you're trying to do, the crack, can happen. Learning a lot. Whipping is the name for deliberate pressure exerted on rank and file members by leadership so the members vote the way the leadership wants. So in the sleeve notes, like we said, it's written on the petition. The analogy in the song is actually quite blunt. There's a constant and dangerous pressure being made on politicians in order to get any abortion laws passed. Political pressure happening in legislative houses wasn't deemed enough by pro-life activists. They had to stoop down to the lowest of all levels and take the life of practicing doctors and their staff. Wow. Definitely had no idea of any of that when listening to the song. Which I'm, for people standing for what they believe in with whichever side you find yourself on, but obviously pushing it to violence is not the way. Should always be opposed. Okay. Track 7. This is Pry, comma, 2. What is going on with this track? What an interesting thing to throw in here. You know, they had a discussion on whether or not they should put that in the album. I mean, I'm assuming that it's just pushing to, like, whether it's media or other people kind of pushing into their personal lives. It's interesting how it like kind of builds up, you know, and it's a song about privacy. The album Interlude, separating the two sides of the record. At first glance, this short track is Eddie's statement on his own privacy, which he feels was being invaded more and more as he got famous, a topic he covered in Not For You, and also on the following track. Fans, however, noticed that playing the track backwards reveals a different message, making references to The Who's Pete Townshend. My parents never give me any Privacy. The album's so weird at times, laugh out loud. It's a simple phrase repeated over some goofy music, but a phrase with a lot of meaning behind it. So, is it one of those things that, like, when you actually play it backwards, it doesn't mean anything, but people want to think that it does? Pry to backwards, Pearl Jam. It says that I was the only one with Vitalogy on vinyl used to play the song Pry to backwards. We heard it would sound like Ed was saying, "Oh, Pete Townsend, you saved my life," instead of Privacy. Is privacy, man. Not sure if this was intentional, because Ed was really going through some privacy issues, but they also make sense backwards because Ed credits The Who with being the rock act that inspired him, which could be seen as giving him a life or saving him. Thoughts of those who have heard Pry to backwards. I always thought the lyrics for Privacy is priceless to me. Pretty sure those are definitely the correct lyrics. People said they haven't played it backwards. I said I did it in 96, found an MP3 online, popped it into an audio editor and reversed it. Does sound like he's saying Pete saved his life. To believe it was intentional. Let's go see if we can find it. I tend to stay away from YouTube videos because they can make uploading difficult. But if it does, we'll just have to remove it out of this section. Let's see. I have no clue. I mean, I could hear it in there, but I don't know if it's one of those things that's just a bit of a stretch. Let me know what you think. That would be one of my questions for Eddie. So Eddie, I heard. All right, this is track number 8, titled Corduroy. I love this chord progression, that section. Interesting if the lyrics are correct. Musically, such a beautiful song. Great little guitar solo going on in there. It's always got to make sure there's nothing at the end. Yeah, I guess it was kind of hinted at. We'll see if this is true, that it does sound like it's kind of speaking to the difficulty, the relationship with fame, with fans, kind of the parasocial challenges that exist. Corduroy was written after singer Eddie Vedder saw a corduroy vest. I was wondering what the tie was. He saw a vest in a store similar to the one he wore in concert. The vest cost $500 and was labeled Pearl Jam Eddie Vedder corduroy shirt. I'm telling you, man, this guy grabs song content from everywhere, leading him to write the song about not wanting fame. That is so interesting, dude. I bet that made him so annoyed. We're definitely going to have to look up what spilled my tincture. I don't know what tincture is. There's several words in here I didn't recognize. Correct line is spill my tincture, then spill my drink, not spelled my t-shirt. I agree with Zach. I remember it, spill my tincture. Yeah. Well, and you can see it up here in the art as well. It's very prominent. Also, remember, I'll take the farmies back instead of I'll take the firmest path. And I agree that it should be everything is changed. Absolutely nothing's changed, although I like everything has chains. It does say chains on Apple, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. In this one, I would rather starve than eat your breast, but it did also seem like it said bread. At least it did in the Apple lyrics. Let's see if we can open... I'm already cut up and half dead. There's probably a higher resolution one somewhere. I can't see the lines in this section. Okay, so we found out corduroy. Where was the tincture? Oh, and a varmint. I've always heard varmint. I always think of like rats when I hear varmint. Prefer to be free and wild like an animal than tamed and controlled. But what is the actual definition of a varmint? Troublesome wild animal. A troublesome and mischievous person, especially a child. I'll take the... What was it? Like the wild path. The path of a wild animal. You must refuse your test. Push me and I will resist. This behavior is not unique. Tincture has several applications that could hint at the meaning of this line. In broader terms, a tincture is defined as a trace suggesting that something was once present or felt or otherwise important. Medicinally, a tincture is a natural remedy created by extracting essential oils, alkaloids, glycosides, and minerals of a plant in an alcohol solution. In heraldry, tinctures make up the strict palette of colors used in designing a coat of arms. I'm assuming when he's saying spilled my tincture, so spilled my tincture seems to borrow elements from both. It makes an interesting comment on fame. One could conclude that Eddie feels like the trace of something that makes him important, his essence, his unique color, has been carelessly spilled by the media or by those who have failed to see him as something more than just a star. Everything has changed. Absolutely nothing's changed. Take my hand, not my picture. Spilled my tincture. Interesting. Let me know if you have any further insight on that line. Wow. Yeah, there's other songs I know that like he just gets these glimpses of things, or just these little moments that turn into these thoughts for him that then obviously delivers in a song. It's so interesting. All right. This is track number 9, titled Bugs.
I got bugs. I got bugs in my room. Bugs in my bed. Bugs in my ears. There are eggs in my head.
Okay, this is different.
Bugs in my pockets. Bugs in my shoes. Bugs in the way I feel about you. Bugs on my window, trying to get in. They don't go nowhere. Waiting, waiting. Bugs on my ceiling, crowded the floor.
To be honest, that accordion's a hard listen.
Standing, sitting, kneeling. A few block the door. And now the questions. Do I kill them? Become their friend? Do I eat them? Raw, well done. Do I trick them? I don't think they're dumb. Do I join them?
This is what that person meant in the comments that said this album can be really weird sometimes.
That's the one. I got bugs on my skin.
That's the one is joining them.
I let it happen again. They're always taking over. Oh, see, they surround me, I see. See them deciding my fate. Oh, that which was once up to me. Oh, it's too late. I got bugs in my room. One-on-one.
Well, it surely seems like he's making some sort of statement.
When I had a chance, I'll just stop now. I'll become naked. And with the I'll become one.
Okay. Like I said, definitely sounds like he was trying to make a statement with that one. Let's go here. You know, almost like, I don't know, like a middle finger to the label. This song is about Eddie's response to the media being all over him and the band. He refers to them as bugs because they never seem to go away and they constantly ask questions, influence him, and nag him. Yeah, and I wonder if the accordion could also be tied to just how annoying they are or give them something to write about type thing. Such a weird song. Well, yeah, I think it's meant to be 100%. You have won the award for understatement of the century. If you read Kafka, The Metamorphosis, this song makes so much more sense. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. The Trial from Kafka. The Castle from Kafka. I said the name different both times. And The Metamorphosis and Other Stories. I have not read this yet, but it's here because I got interested when everybody was always like, that's so Kafka-esque. I was like, okay, well, I need to familiarize myself with what Kafka is to really understand Kafka-esque. I understand like kind of widely what Kafka-esque means, but I needed to know myself. So maybe that's my sign to read the Metamor. I need to read more anyways. I've been watching too many YouTube videos. Not my favorite. I don't think it's meant to be anyone's favorite other than the message that it's trying to portray. And which is kind of it's fun and it's a shame. You know, it's fun just in the sense of like the meaning of it. It's a shame because the lyrics are actually pretty interesting. But I don't think I could listen to the song again. But you gotta love them, especially at the end. They're just like, grr, just like whatever. Take that. All right, this is track 10, Satan's Bed. The whipping. Very visceral. Sounds like something to be on Rock Band or Guitar Hero. Going ham with the shaker. That's funny, like keeping the shaker pretty prominent in the mix. I don't know, maybe there are a few in this album, like definitive ends to the songs. There have been a lot of the fade outs. All right, so the 10th song, a song about being in love with a real person and resisting Satan's temptation. The song is inspired by experiences of supporting U2 on its Zoo TV tour and the superficial circus the band was exposed to. Says in RE The Line, I want, a similar sentiment inspired a line in Stevie Wonder's unreleased anti-drug song, Stop, Don't Pass, Go, which was supposed to appear on 1987's Characters. Before you start, stop, Tell them you quit. Don't put your lips around the devil's bick. As he told Rolling Stone at the time, I heard somebody say that sucking on the pipe was like sucking on the devil's, and obviously I wouldn't say on a record. So instead he says bick, meaning like a pipe or a lighter or a fire. Hopefully it'll be an inspiration. Interesting. So that makes me wonder, because I know Bic lighters, but like, what's the origin? Commonly referred to as Bic, stylized as Bic or Bic, is a French manufacturing corporation based in Clichy, Hauts-de-Seine, I don't know, founded in 1945 by French aristocrat Marcel Bic and Edouard Buffard. The company produces disposable items, specifically pens, stationery, lighters, and shaving razors. Okay, so it's just from the last name. Okay. I still don't feel like we got a real good understanding. It's not all been said and done. I've never slept in Satan's bed, although I must admit, still visits my place, uninvited as you know he don't wait. Funny how he always seems to fit in. Funny how I always want to give in. So, like, no matter what day it is, sometimes this special guest, he don't like to leave. Okay, so, but I'm already in love. Who made up the myth that we were born to be covered in bliss? Roll some models in blood, get some flesh to stick so they look like us. I guess the idea is because they're skinny little, I don't know. So like, I'm a real person, join the club. I'd stop and talk, but I'm already in love. So yeah, I mean, it does sound like that idea of kind of being tempted away from already being in a relationship, which obviously, you know, bands like this at the time, and I mean still today, there are a lot of people that want to be with them. So obviously that temptation's very relevant. And this idea of never shook Satan's hand, look, see for yourself, you'd know if I had, that doesn't come off. I'll rise and fall, let me take credit for both. Jump off a cliff, don't need your help, so back off. In the lyric sheet inside the booklet, this line reads as, I'll never suck Santa's. That's funny. Again, another really interesting song. All right, this song was mentioned previously in an annotation. It is track 11, Better Man. Well, uno momento, por favor. Nothing but the best around here. Nothing but the best. Okay, I need to be a better man. Was definitely expecting them to come in.
Waiting, watching the clock, it's 4 o'clock, it's got to stop. Tell him, take no more.
I feel like I've heard this.
This is her speech as he opens the door. She rolls over, pretends to sleep as he looks her over. She lies and says she's in love with him. Can't find a better man.
I've definitely heard this before. Maybe in a movie or something.
She dreams in red. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man. Oh. Talking to herself, there's no one else who needs to know. She tells herself. Memories back when she was smooth and strong and waiting for the world to come along. Swear she
Oh, this is excellent.
she swears he's gone. She lies and says she's in love with him. Can't find a better man. She dreams in color, she dreams in red. Can't find a better man. She lies and says she still loves him. Can't find a better man. She dreams in color, she dreams in red. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man.
I've never heard the whole song though.
She loved him. She don't want to leave this way. She feeds him. That's why she'll be back again. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man. Can't find a better man.
I was so caught off guard when I started to recognize some things about it that I kind of missed the opening lyrics. So I'm trying to figure out if this song is kind of an endearing song, you know, about the idea like I couldn't find a better man, like I'm so happy with who I'm with. But there were also pieces of it that made me start thinking, and just with Eddie's writing, like, is it more of an abusive relationship and this feeling of trapped, like I can't find a better man, but the reality is that you can? Let's go take a look. Lead singer Eddie penned this song in high school. Though the meaning is theoretically up in the air, quotations from both Vedder and a number of sources lean toward the song being about a woman trapped in an unhealthy relationship. Whether her man is abusive, unfaithful, or perhaps even addicted to something, the woman about whom this song is about feels stuck in the relationship for one reason or another, hence her reticence to say or do anything. What the heck is this ad over here? Oh my gosh. Look at this stupid game thing. What is even happening? Sorry. Hence her reticence to say or do anything. In the end, she'll be back and commence with the cycle, predominantly because she doesn't feel she can find a better man. Yeah, that's how I took the song as I was listening. Eddie said, sometimes I think of how far I've come from the teenagers sitting on the bed in San Diego writing Better Man and wondering if anyone would ever even hear it. That's crazy he held on to it for so long. Brendan said Vedder was reluctant to record the song with Pearl Jam because he felt it was too pop. That's so good, though. One of the first rehearsals we did for Verses, they played it, and I said, man, that song's a hit. And he just went, I immediately knew I just said the wrong thing. He's like, oh, perfect. Trash. We cut it once for Verses. He wanted to give it away to this Greenpeace benefit record. The idea was that the band was going to play and some other singer was going to sing it. I remember saying to Nick, this is one of their best songs and they're going to give it away. Can't happen. And we went to record it, and I'm not going to say we didn't try very hard, but it didn't end up sounding very good. It took us to the next record, recording it 2 more times before he became comfortable with it because it was such a blatantly great pop song. I mean, who cares? It's amazing. Oh, look, immediately in 1998, immediately preceding the band launching into Better Man, Vedder said, this is for the asshole that married my mother. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that message was coming through very clear for me. Because at first it was like, oh, that's sweet. And then I was like, wait a second. Waiting, watching the clock. It's 4 o'clock. It's got to stop. Tell him, take no more. She practices her speech. As he opens the, okay, wait and watch the clock. It's 4 o'clock. It's got to stop. So this, whatever's going on in this relationship, tell him, take no more. She practices her speech, what she's going to say. As he opens the door, she rolls over, pretends to sleep as he looks her over. I wonder if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm assuming that's what it is because she's already in the bed. She lies and says she's in love with him. Can't find a bed. And it's really interesting because she's still laying down. So she's lying to herself, but she's also lying and thinking. Says she's in love with him. Can't find a better man. She dreams in colors. She dreams in red. What it's talking about is a girl in a bad, abusive, whether mental or physical relationship with a guy who has her kind of brainwashed, thinks she's not good enough and will never find any other. That's so heartbreaking, man. It's not the truth. You hear me? It's not the truth. She dreams that one day this guy will change, or that someone will save her from the way she is living. She believes in true love, dreams in red, or I don't know, red kind of spoke to violence to me. Obviously, this better man hasn't come along yet, but maybe it is red as in romance, even though it's not true. It's like she's dreaming, you know, she's not living in the reality of it, or not acknowledging the reality of it, trying to convince herself, you know, it's okay. I don't know. There's no one else talking to herself. There's no one else who needs to know. She tells herself memories back when she was bold and strong and waiting for the world to come along. Is so sad, dude. People that strip away people's futures and dreams and aspirations and all of that, the identity of who they are, makes me so angry. Swears she knew him. And that's so true, man. I've seen that happen so many times in relationships, you know. Somebody thinks they know somebody, and then when they get married, there's this person like, I don't know, who they truly are begins to come out. And who she thought she knew is gone. But yeah, I mean, the point of a relationship, right, is to draw the best out of somebody. If they have dreams and aspirations, like you cheer those on and you work together and it's crazy too, so many of these like pop type songs that have these, honestly, like, I wonder how many people have heard that song and not really paid attention to it, because it's just so fun to sing that there's an incredibly sad message underneath. And hopefully empowering too for some people to hear that and recognize that they can find a better man. Man. All right. Track 12, Davanita. Okay. I didn't know what it means, but that's fun. There's 3 very strange tracks on this album so far. Just like keeping you on your toes. Is this it? Yeah, we're just jamming. Unless it's whatever the meaning is like a type of chant. It wouldn't surprise me. Eddie was on a trip somewhere and he heard these locals chanting. Of course, I can't wait to see what's going on here. Oh, written by Stone. Go find out what was going on in Stone's brain. Ay, Davanita. Oh. All right. They better give me some. There's no annotations? There's no bio? What are we doing here? The lyric booklet has what appears to be demo lyrics that never got added in. Oh, so it could be this, you know, a lot of times when people are like working out melodies and things, they'll just use gibberish to like fill in maybe what they thought. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty redundant, but it could have just been the thought and they never decided to finish it, but did finish it, if you know what I mean. She laid alone during her best days as a work of art, reading naked on the bed. Spent some of her best days cleaning carpet from her hair. Spent her worst days owing you the pleasure of taking blame. Spent her whole life disbelieving in her worst fear as a work of art. Looking back, I think it's just poetry that happens to be on the same page, but still cool. Okay. Surely someone has some answers. Let's go see. Was it Aya Davanita? Twelfth song. Song has no clear lyrics. The booklet from the album presents a poem. Okay. So maybe you're meant to kind of like read the poem while listening to the song. I cannot believe this isn't in like a Reddit forum or anything. Somebody said it sounds like it might be a curtain designed to bring the listener toward enlightenment, but it's really just gibberish with the band messing around in the studio. One of the 2 interludes. Gossard's attention, the rock band that got Gossard's attention with it is Urge Overkill. There was a lot of discussion about the meaning behind their songs and what Eddie Vedder was even singing. Pokes fun with words that really are indecipherable in a song with no message. These guys are so intriguing. Let me know if you have any thoughts on it. Okay. Where are we at? Track 13 out of 14. I do know there's a different version of this album that has some things. We might check out some of those extras when we're doing other stuff over on Patreon. But yeah, this is track 13 out of 14, so the penultimate track, Immortality.
Vacate is the word. Vengeance has no place. So near to her, cannot find the comfort in this world. Artificial tear, vessel stab, next up. Volunteers, vulnerable, wisdom can't adhere. Truant finds home, and I wish to hold on, but there's a trapdoor in the sun. Immortality. As privileged as a whore, victims in demand for public show, swept out through the cracks beneath the door. Holier than thou, surrendered, executed. Anyhow, scrawled his old cigar box on the floor. A truant finds home, and I wish to hold on to. They saw the trapdoor in the sun.
Oh, I could use more of this. What would you call that? Like bluesy?
Can I stop the thought
That whole
of running in?
solo section?
Coming up a which way sign? All good truants must decide. Oh, stiff and so calm. The auction full on, and whispers in the sand. Truants
Like shaving?
cannot stay long. Some die just to
Whoa, super long fade out. Gotta be something more here. Nothing? I don't believe you. Okay, now I'm believing you. Leading me on. Yeah, I was curious with that guitar solo, like what you would classify it. Like it was really interesting. I don't know, blues comes to mind, but I'm not very familiar with a lot of genres. Really cool. Okay, this says, although most people purportedly link this song as a kind of homage to Kurt Cobain of Nirvana, Eddie Vedder had clarified it was written before Cobain was dead. Still, some strong references in the song, cigar box was found next to Cobain's dead body, affirm otherwise. I don't know. Apart from that, this song is about fame, the subsequent compromises which one might need to make both in artistic and personal sphere. Eddie Vedder was dealing with the same situation of the band's growing popularity. The meaning of music with bands such as Pearl Jam or Nirvana often gain popularity for their sound rather than the meaningful words. Their lyrics are completely metaphorical and sometimes elusive. Elusive is a good way to say it. Somebody said, I don't think this is about Kurt. From Song Facts, asked if the song is about Cobain, Eddie Vedder replied, no, that was written when we were on tour in Atlanta. Not about Kurt. Nothing on the album was written directly about Kurt, and I don't feel like talking about him because it might be seen as exploitation. But I think there might be some things in the lyrics that you could read into, and maybe will answer some questions or help you understand the pressures on someone who's on parallel train. Interesting. I think you and Ed are right. It wasn't written about Kurt, but I think the originally written lyrics were changed with Nirvana in mind. Of course, none of us know except Ed. A nice alliteration with many words beginning in V. Vacate is the word. Vengeance has no place. So near to her. Cannot find the comfort in this world. Artificial tear. Vessel stabbed. Next up, volunteers. Vulnerable. Wisdom can't adhere. Like, these are really interesting. It says this is probably a heroin reference. The liquid from the syringe is clear like a tear. Like a tear, excuse me. It stabs the blood vessels of the arms. Last line is maybe sarcastic. Who would choose this? Oh, vessel stabbed. Next up, volunteer. Like anybody? Any volunteers? Vulnerable. Wisdom can't adhere. These addicts are, of course, vulnerable. They are now at the will of the drug. They can't use their own wisdom to fix the situation. Heroin has taken their lives over. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. A truant. I don't know what a truant is. Vedder used the term truant as a replacement for the term addict. Is a truant like a troublemaker, an outcast? Define truant. Truant is a student who stays away from school without leave or explanation. Another way of saying play truant. If my daughter had been truanting from school, I would have been informed. Truant children, wandering, straying. Her truant husband. So a truant finds home, a wanderer finds home, and a wish to hold on to, but there's a trapdoor in the sun. The addict thinks he's found a place where he or she could escape their addiction. However, the drug has taken over. That's sad. All is not as it seems, hence the trapdoor in the sun. As privileged as a whore, victims in demand for public show, swept out through the cracks beneath the door. I think this is another lyric criticizing the industry. I believe it refers to a callous and selfish way some celebrities are paraded around, mostly against their will, and constantly put on display. Then when it ends, whatever end it comes to, they've just brushed aside as though they were no more than dust on the floor. Victims in demand for public show, swept out through the cracks beneath the door. Holier than thou, surrendered, executed anyhow. Scrawl dissolved. Cigar box on the floor. What is a scrawl? I wrote that in my notes as well. Scrawl. Okay. Gotcha. To write something in a hurried, careless way. Scrawled on a pad. I've never seen the word physically. So scrawl dissolved. Cigar box on the floor. Oh, stripped and sold mom, an auctioned forearm and whiskers in the sink. Eddie, but I think there might be some things in the lyrics that you could read into and maybe we'll answer. Okay, that's what we said. Being on that same train, looking in the mirror, it definitely has meaning to me. Covered in arm and tattoos and grew whiskers to be more of what the world sees as a typical man. When those whiskers were in the sink instead of my face, I felt a release. We're all just earth. Okay, that's interesting. Stripped and sold mom, an auctioned forearm and whiskers in the sink. Truants move on, cannot stay long. Some die just to live. Oh, like searching a high. Some cases of depression leads to suicide. The victims believe that death is better than being alive. Okay, or it could go that way. Interesting, man. I say that word a lot when listening to Pearl Jam. I'll look forward to listening to that one again. Okay. Let's see how they choose to close this album out. This is track 14, titled Stupidmop.
That's the only thing I want so much. Spanking. That's the only thing I want so much. It's the only thing I want so much. By spanking. That's the only thing I want.
What is this pulled from?
That's the only thing I want.
This is creepy.
So much.
Why is that better than being hugged?
Why is that better than being hugged? Because you get closer to the person. Closer to the person. Why is that better than being hugged? Because you get closer to the person. Closer to the person. Just like a person having sex feels cared for. We want to be loved, so they have sex together. And they feel loved from them. This is the way it makes me feel. Love. I want it, I dream about it, I think about it, I want it.
I can't wait to see the comments on this.
You know? It's the way I always look at it. But I lost it. Being in the system. See? They're stupid, really stupid, those people over there. They're stupid. These people are so low mentality, honest to God, really. Nine, we got the nerve to bug me. What? Nine, we got the nerve to bug me. Mentality, honest to God, really. Nine, we got the nerve to bug me. Honest to God, really. Nine, we got the nerve to bug me. Bug me. Bug me. We got the nerve to bug me. Everything seems so hateful. People seem so hateful. And I don't know if that's my imagination.
Dude, I can't wait to find out what the heck is going on here. Foxy Mop handled Mama.
I don't know if that's my imagination, but John. Hey, Foxy Mop handled Mama, it's you. Hey, Foxy Mop handled Mama, it's you. But John. Hey, Foxy Mop handled Mama, it's you. Hey, Foxy Mop handled Mama, it's you. No, that's my imagination, but John. Hey, Foxy Mop handled Mama, it's you.
She prides herself on her fingernails.
She prides herself on her cleaning talents. She prides herself on her cleaning talents. She prides herself on her cleaning talents.
It's kind of crossing into some like Pink Floyd. I've only heard Dark Side of the Moon, but like I could see this kind of like in connection. Just this kind of wild soundscape. It's like feels like the Twilight Zone. I mean, obviously they're from some sort of interviews.
They deserve to be loved.
Very much so. Do you ever think that you actually would kill yourself?
Well, I have thought about real deep. Yes, I believe I would.
Well, that was a wild experience. Like I said, I've only done Dark Side of the Moon from Pink Floyd, but it gives me those types of vibes. I am looking forward to doing other stuff from Pink Floyd. Let's see. So song itself is properly an instrumental, but has the voices of patients. That's what I was wondering if psychiatric hospital overlaid on top of it. These recordings came from tapings of a news segment Vedder recorded when he was 17. Really? In an online chat with fans in 2000, Eddie Vedder explained the story behind the eerie vocal samples. I had taped something off the TV when I was maybe 17 or something, and I think it was people who had mental problems who were being let out of the hospitals early because the states were taking away funding. Of course it has a tie to this, man. Eddie always with the empathy. They were taking away funding from mental hospitals, so they were setting these folks out without the necessary care. It was still very intriguing the way their mind worked and what they would say, and we experimented and tried to incorporate it into what to date is our most emotional and moving song. That's an interesting... I wouldn't even necessarily call it a song. Yeah, I mean, I get it with the theme of a lot of things in the album. And like I said, there's a lot of songs on here that are... I like Pearl Jam's being free, you know, to create what they want to create. And I meant to look up, too, the meaning of Vitalogy. Obviously, Vitalogy, obviously, OGY meaning the study of something. Okay, it's the study of life. The title Vitalogy, which literally means the study of life, came from an early 20th century medical book that Vedder found at a garage sale. Of course he did. Oh, man. So yeah, the study of life. And there are a lot of themes within here, you know, different struggles, and Eddie always tends to, or Pearl Jam as a whole, end up writing songs that are very empathetic as well, or about social issues, bigger things that are going on. And then, you know, even the idea of this last song about these people and kind of their thoughts, and but them being people that he feels like maybe didn't get the care that they needed, and really interesting. Yeah, okay. So I guess from like a closing perspective, there's so much in here that is core Pearl Jam, many of the things I just mentioned. There's a lot of experimentation in here, more than I feel like I've seen in any other albums. Some very artistic tracks that just take a little more thought, a little more looking into, and like I said, I like that they feel they have the freedom to do that. So really, it's like kind of 10 songs in here, and then you have these 4, from what I can remember, the interludes and things like that, this closing track, that there's just some experimentation going on. And so I can't wait to listen back through this. I honestly can't wait to listen back through all 3 of them, because we'll be going out of town not too long from now, as we kind of begin summer. So we'll have a long drive. And so I'm really looking forward to listening through all 3 albums so far, and just kind of seeing, you know, the evolution, and also where they stand up for me. Because I know a lot of people like Vitalogy more than they like Verses. They like Verses more than like 10. And I honestly couldn't even say right now, because I just have to listen back through to even see where they kind of line up for me. But let me know your thoughts on this. Always love having conversation with you down in the comments. If there's anything you saw that I didn't see, or any insight you want to add, or obviously, like I said really early on in the video, if you have a story, you know, that might be encouraging to others of why people should hold on, they should live, the ability to make it through the night into the day, and that life does still have more to offer, or that you can find a better man. You could leave those stories as well. But again, we'll try to get everything up on Patreon. We already have a lot of Pearl Jam content there as well. It's like I said, hundreds of hours of other content from dozens of artists. So Patreon really is the best way to support the channel, as these videos are not monetizable. So love for you to check that out. See if you want to be part of the community that we're building over there. It also gives you the opportunity to vote in albums that we listen to each week. So other than that, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope to see you in the next one. We're eating good.